Oh, Super Gamer's playing Ball Luigi, huh? So everyone's playing Border Ship.
The blue shell from New Super Mario Bros. The blue shell from Super Mario World allows Yoshi to fly while holding it in his mouth. But then, like the blue shell, the yellow shell allows Yoshi to perform a deadly stomp. At number 9, we have the magic wand. Usually magic Koopas have this, and it would kind of be a new item, but picking this up would give you the ability of a magic Koopa, allowing you to shoot projectiles, turning enemies and blocks into random items. For number 10, we have the ice flower. You can rip this exactly from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I am absolutely in love with this power up because I feel like it adds to a lot of fun platforming mechanics. Instead of just killing any enemy you see, like with the fire flower, the ice flower can allow you to make new platforms to jump on. Seeing expert map creators push that gimmick to its extreme, you cannot tell me that wouldn't be so sick. Speaking of potentially insane mechanics for new map creators, at number 11 we have the red ring, also from New Super Mario Bros. They had a bunch of different versions of this over the years. There was a green ring that I think would give you power stars.
GD
But the
Land
red
or
ring in
GD
its most
World?
basic form will spawn 8 red coins, and if you collect all of them within the allotted time limit, it's usually pretty strict. Shigeru Miyamoto himself will place a item at the top of your screen, and it's always just one better than the item you have. Like if you're in a propeller mushroom level and you're Big Mario with the mushroom, then you'll just get a propeller suit. Like it's so sick. I just imagine people placing the 8 coins in insanely difficult spots, making it almost frame perfect to give you an item that you need to move on. At number 12, we have the gold block. It looks like an ordinary block, but when you jump into it, you have a coin block on your head. This gives you extra coins for a few seconds as you run. And does anyone want to guess which game this originated from? Number 13 is the P Acorn. This is like the P-Wing, except it gives you infinite jumps with the Acorn suit. I can see this being fun for maybe a vertical level with rising lava, but all the walls have spikes on them, so you have to spam jumps to survive. Now, this is an item I don't think we need in Mario Maker. At number 14, we have the Super Crown. While it does give you a cool double jump, this item originated from New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, meaning it also turns you into Jet, who is absolutely cursed yet somehow playable in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What? That wasn't even in the script. I just get so confused when I see her name. And why is she even in that game? Number 15 is the chicken suit, and you're probably wondering what the chicken suit is. Well, this was actually a scrapped item from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I think Mario Maker could be the perfect place to see its return. While we don't entirely know what it's supposed to do, people speculate that it would allow you to lay eggs, like in Yoshi's Island, or fly by flapping your wings. There's also a chicken suit power-up in the legendary Starfy, which allows you to attack enemies with Bagox.
Huh, that's cute.
Attack enemies with Bagox, which is really funny. So maybe they could take some inspiration from that. At number 16, we have the light box. This is the glowing headwear from 3D World, and at first I was kind of surprised that this wasn't already in Mario Maker. And then I realized we really don't have any pitch dark level feature in Mario Maker. So obviously, for this to be useful, they would need to add that. Potentially, if they finally wanted to give 3D World levels night modes, like they did for every other level. Number 17, we have
The Piranha Plant.
which is a grabbable item that actually eats enemies for you, including Fuzzy. The invincibility leaf would be absolutely broken, but it could be really fun to have at the end of a level, allowing you to just rush through a bunch of different enemies. And number 19, we have the invincibility bell, which is the same thing but with the cat suit. Ending off this section of power-ups, at number 20, we have the mystery mushroom. This was so cool, man. Why did they remove it? Man, you can turn into anything. Look at Mario now. Yup, that's right. We're completely shameless. Seriously,
Stupid.
if you're enjoying the content and want to see more of it, subscribing is the best way to do so, and it seriously helps us out. We're so close to 250K, and when we hit it, we're going to post the biggest video we've ever made. To learn more about that, hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Let's get on with it. Moving on into the enemies. Now, for a couple of enemies I think would work really well in the Super Mario Bros. Style, first up we have the Fighter Fly. These are little flies that hop around in the arcade version of Mario Bros., which you can only attack by hitting the floor underneath them. Next up, we have the Side Stepper, the crabs from that game as well, which actually stop after they've been hit for the first time. Many Koopas wouldn't damage you, but they'll swarm all around you, slowing it down and making it harder.
Wait, so that's where mini Goombas come from?
Flame chomp. This is basically what would happen if you drag a fire flower onto a chain chomp. It could turn all red and fly around spitting fireballs out of its mouth. The spiny Cheep Cheep is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Cheep Cheep with spikes so you can't jump on it even on land. And then sticking with the Cheep Cheeps, for number 6 we have the Porky Puffer, which is a big Cheep Cheep that just swallows you. The next enemy is Eerie. This is a dinosaur-like goo from Super Mario World that travels up and down in unpredictable patterns, and then quickly jumping back underwater, we have the spiked urchins from Super Mario World. The Snailicorn is an enemy from New Super Mario Bros. That is like a Koopa, except when stomped on, it isn't defeated. It just hides in its shell temporarily. And next we have Clamby, which are the clans from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which will wait for you to land on them before crushing you. I love that bit of risk versus reward, as you can hide items, coins, or even keys inside of them. The next enemy we have is a Stone Spike. These are spikes that instead of throwing spikes vertically, throw rocks from above you. Boo Hemet is a giant boo from New Super Mario Bros. 2, which takes over half your screen and chases you. Definitely can help introduce some new bosses. And next up we have the Mecha Cheep. These are basically Mecha Koopas mixed with Cheep Cheeps. And unlike Cheep Cheeps, they're completely unaffected by fireballs. Still never understood how you're shooting fireballs at Cheep Cheeps underwater, but hey, I mean, that's Mario. The 14th enemy here is the Growl, which is the roly-poly spiky dude. The Block-a-Block is kind of an enemy mixed with terrain. It's essentially a series of bricks and blocks, but moves in various directions and can deal damage to you at the head of the base. The Wallop is an enemy from 3D Land that tracks your movement, moving alongside you to prevent you from advancing. This would be kind of the perfect enemy to introduce some new puzzles into the mix. Next, we have the Inky Piranha Plant, which is a piranha plant that covers your screen entirely with ink.
It's like a blooper.
Think of the blooper from Mario Kart. Number 18 is Typhoon. It blows things around. There are a bunch of cool puzzles you can introduce if this were able to blow boxes. And for number 19, we have the rabbits. I'm not entirely sure if this is an enemy per se, but in 3D World, the rabbits function a lot like Nips from Super Mario 64. And once you tag them, you're rewarded with an item or even a star. This could be sick in Mario Maker, and I can definitely imagine building little mazes that you'll have to chase the rabbit around because maybe they have a pink coin and you need to.
They need to get Mario Maker so 2D platforming. So how would that work if you would chase a rabbit in 2D? I wonder how that works.
So yeah, it's completely fair for you to put this thing in the enemy section, don't question it. But to end off the enemy section, we have Dry Bowser. Dry Bowser is one of the sickest bosses from the Mario series, and aside from looking cooler than Bowser, he can also survive lava and will throw bones at you. Moving on to the gizmos, at first we have the Light Raft. This is the raft from New Super Mario Bros. Wii with a controllable light. Like the light box, it would only really be useful if the dark beam was added. Next we have the Spinner, which is a ball and chain that swings back and forth. The hidden track would be such a cool item in Mario Kart. Like hidden blocks, these are invisible to the player, but they're also just tracks that can determine the path of any object. Next we have the
Hey, Dumbo. Oh.
The skull raft that's already in Mario Maker, but much longer, so there's more room to platform around. This was used in one of my favorite levels from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Rounding out the gizmos, we have a bouncy ball. This is just Lemmy's bouncing balls, but as an item. Next for new terrain, this one's kind of hard because I feel like we have pretty much all the terrain, but we did come up with 5 ideas. The first one being a tightrope from New Super Mario Bros. These are useful, especially because you can get a higher jump with them. The next terrain we want is the ramp from Super Mario World because it allows you to run on walls. That is it. Next is the invisible path. Like in 3D World, it's this terrain that only becomes visible when it's touched. So this could make for some absolutely devious troll levels. The next thing is terrain, screw it, let's just give them a loop-de-loop like Sonic. If we're already adding in the ramp, then hey, yeah, fine, loop-de-loop. Maybe you need a certain amount of speed to do it. So if this was actually in the 3D World theme, it would kind of work. Because if you needed to get enough speed from the speed boost panels to do it, I don't know. I think a loop-de-loop could actually fit. It would be a first for the Mario series, though. Next, we have the sidestepping platforms. These are platforms that you can only carefully move across, first introduced in the rock world of New Super Mario Bros. DS.
Oh, commercial. I just woke up. You're in your break for a half hour. That's good. And I don't know why, but someone voted, but they just left so quick. I was just reading something on Reddit. After my mother woke me up. I mean, I am probably gonna go back to sleep though. I probably won't. Because I thought I could actually check my email and all. I was a little bit disappointed that my other channel's not doing that well for all the videos I did. I guess in those thumbnails that I thought were decent weren't that decent. So I'm probably not gonna worry about thumbnails anymore. And I was just reading on about not to feel discouraged by ISA Brown. That's a cute username. I keep seeing posts where everyone talking about I've been uploading for a certain amount of days and have and why subs. Is that good? And I gotta say, I probably have less subs than most everyone here. I think I do. Due to the first month, but I couldn't be more happier and excited for what we are all building here. I just want to say, whoever reads this, your channel is awesome, and the views you're getting are completely deserved. And if you're keep posting and grinding, there's no limit to how far you can go. Don't worry about the subs. I know we all want to be monetized and be paid for this awesome stuff we are creating, but it's not going to change all that much, honestly. Either you enjoy creating a YouTube community and sharing yourself, or you don't. Money won't change it, and more subs won't validate your work. It's fun to get excited about. Trust me, I'm addicted to studio too, but I don't know. I feel like so many people are getting discouraged here because they compare to others, which I can relate, with crazy early growth. And I'm just trying to say your channel is awesome, guys, and cut yourself some slack. I needed this. I'm going to bookmark it. YouTube definitely changed their algorithm recently because I used to be getting triple digits, but now I'm getting double. It's depressing. And he replied, of course it is. When you put effort to something, it doesn't result what you thought it would. It could be discouraging. I totally get that, but maybe that doesn't mean it's experiment with new things. And if not, continue posting and doing your thing. People respect and will be more interested in things that interest you. I know I'd much rather watch a video with someone that's really passionate or really into the topic. If you feel you're already meeting that criteria, then you have nothing to be discouraged by. I like this. You did everything right. You can be proud what you've created, and the viewers will come in time. Comparing your channel to others and your niche is good. What's unhealthy is obsessing over it. I do agree with that. Journaling and get anxious. Most people want to be monetized, and grind can be exhausting. I think it's okay to check and say, "Hey, I'm on a good path of a amount of subs and watch time." Mm. I didn't mean to apply the metrics don't matter or is bad to compare. I was just saying we can't get consumed by them or allow them to ruin what we are building. I was just hopeful posting positive reinforcement would be helpful to someone. Sometimes all people need to hear is they're doing a good job. Exactly. I need this right now. I opened my channel a month ago and I see some of my videos getting 10 views, relatable. And I get a little disheartened sometimes, but I'm not going to give up. And seeing all these comments here make me believe that little by little everything will be all right. I like this comment. I need that right now. Either way, and you voted recent, and someone voted again, but I don't know why people keep voting and leaving. Oh, okay. Well, whoever voted that thinks that I'm dull. I hope they don't come back. I don't need them here. And Dumbo, you know how to remember the GoFundMe link because I'm not sure if you're gonna get any new viewers at the moment here. Also, I'd like to share this with you. I feel awful from last night. I don't. He's. I think I heard him now. I feel awful. I think he's dead. But the thing is, I caught this grasshopper, right? And I guess that's why he hasn't moved. He's still in the same spot since last night because his leg seems like it's looked like it's deformed, right? I must have. Don't tell me how. Yeah, it happened. I must have stabbed it by accident while I was trying to poke a hole so that he could get oxygen, but he ain't moving. Grassy too. Grassy too. Oh, poor thing. He's like stuck there. Oh, poor thing. That's why I feel so stressed out and guilty myself because accidentally hurting this. He's dead. Oh my god, I killed him. I'm sorry, Grassy. I feel awful. I see his leg twitching. I'm gonna give him a little fear of flush him. Oh, poor thing. You had a pet grasshopper when you were a kid? That's great, Dumbo. So you can relate, huh? I just don't know how to take care of grasshoppers. The thing is, I'm not gonna tell my mother about this. There was a daddy long legs near our door. I would have caught it, but it's fine the way it is because it'd be fine not being in a container. The reason why I want to caught him because I thought I'll at least try that more responsibility, but at the end it happens. Yeah, he's dead. Poor thing. I'm gonna flush him. No, I'm sorry, Grouchy. I poked a hole in the container for nothing. Let's see how Arts will laugh that. Oh yeah, you killed a grasshopper. Accidents happen. I'm gonna flush him. Yeah, he's dead. Sorry, Grouchy. He ain't moving. I should have did a video about this and posted on TikTok. Crap. Yeah, I'll probably make that as an example later on. The thing is, TikTok must have removed that video because I had a knife. Like, yeah, I know I had a knife. Doesn't mean I guess they thought I was gonna self harm. Thoughts of it doesn't mean I'm gonna do it though. Oh, whatever. Because people post way worse stuff. It's just a knife. It's not like I encourage it. Oh well. Because the thing is, I don't want a random grasshopper hopping around my room and next thing you know, I'll step on it. Oh, at the end, it happens. Oh, it's all right. I'm going to flush him, though. You come and get blocked? I don't know why. You know what? I'm just going to say this. Maybe killing a grasshopper this is dumb. Give me good luck. So maybe something decent will come along the way. I just don't know when. Hopefully it won't be too long either. I'm just watching Super Mario or a channel named Switch Stop that was making a video of raking or not raking but having 100 course parts for the Super Mario Maker. I thought it was interesting.
That weren't in the first video, so these are all completely original themes. First up, we have Super Mario Land. This game is honestly kind of a remake of the original Super Mario Bros. Since it was made for the Game Boy. However, it also has a surprising amount of unique items. Number one is the Sky Paw. This is the plane Mario flies around in, and it can actually shoot. It's pretty much like the plane levels from
Cuphead.
If anyone's played that. And then next we have the Marine Paw. This is basically a submarine version of that. It's just underwater.
They didn't bring that back?
But in that game, there were Koopas with exploding shells.
Oh, that's neat.
So this would just replace the normal Koopas for this game. One button is a bee that drops spears at you from above. and Torion are fish that are like Cheep-Cheeps, but way faster. These would work best in marine pop levels because even though you're in a submarine, you would still need to react quickly when you see one of them. The Roketin, I think is how you pronounce it, are fighter jets similar to the Skypop, and they also shoot rockets at you. Now, a boulder could be considered terrain or an enemy. But in Super Mario Land, these are basically just round platforms that bounce around, but if you get hit by them, they also deal damage. The ground enemies are sphinxes that breathe fire at you, sort of like statues of Bowser. Moving on to some bosses, we have King Tutamisu, which is one of the main bosses from Super Mario Land. He's basically just a giant version of a Gao that also takes much more damage to defeat. And then ending off Super Mario Land, we have Tatanga. Tatanga's the main antagonist.
Oh, so that's where Daisy first got her appearance. Interesting. I didn't know that.
The spaceship and shoots bombs at you. However, while Super Mario Land was kind of tough to come up with 10 new items, we did not have that same problem with Super Mario Land.
That's gonna be too. Wow.
Much more useful
Game Boy Color. Wait, Game Boy Color though. I don't remember what year that's in.
More content than Super Mario Land overall, including one of the most interesting Mario power-ups that we've never seen return, the Magic Carrot. The Magic Carrot allows you to turn into a rabbit and hover in the air by pressing the jump button. This power-up would probably need to be nerfed because it pretty much has no latency, so you could just stay in the air indefinitely if you match partners.
That's broken.
Number 2 is the Fiery Block. These are blocks that can be only destroyed by Fire Mario. They're basically just like ice blocks, except obviously they're not slippery. Next is the Soap Bubble, that are the floating bubbles that allow you to swim in the air. We actually saw something similar in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is one of my favorite levels from the game. In Super Mario Land 2, hitting the bonus bell, which is a bonus found near the end of the level, leads you to a minigame where you can unlock items. But I like that. In Super Mario Maker, it would give you a 1-up or maybe a few 1-ups. The ants are simple enemies that walk back and forth and damage you when touched, but there's tons of different variants like the Garantos that pick up rocks and shoot them at you. Often toadies are little frogs that jump around and attack you with their tongues, kind of like Yoshi if he hated you. Bomu Bomu is a pig that can shoot cannonballs out of its snout, kind of like Birdo. Super Mario Land 2 is insane. The first boss you fight in Super Mario Land 2 is Big Bird. Yes, Big Bird, and that's definitely not the only reason I want him in this game. The octopus is another major boss from Land 2. It will swim around you and attack you with its babies, and it's defeated by jumping on its head several times. Shocker. Seeing Wario in Super Mario Maker would be absolutely sick.
I agree.
The main antagonist in Super Mario Land 2 absolutely need to come with this.
I didn't know that.
In Mario Land 2, you could actually use the Magic Carrot. So
why is Wario so much bigger?
A Super Mario Sunshine theme could be really interesting and definitely would have to incorporate Flood. I don't actually think Flood would be an item, but rather I think it would probably be something you choose to give Mario depending on the level. So you could basically have Flood using or Floodless level. Maybe you could even have a level that starts with Flood, but there's a secret area where you can't use Flood, just like the secret levels in Super Mario Sunshine. Of course, it would have to come with Mario's moveset from Sunshine, allowing you to dive, spin, wall kick, etc. In terms of items, though, to make Flood actually useful, aside from just the hover nozzle, there would need to be some sort of goop terrain. And I imagine, like in Sunshine, there would be a variety here, from the fiery burning goop to the electric goop that shocks you. While Sunshine doesn't use traditional power-ups, the game does have additional nozzles that could replace power-ups for a Super Mario Sunshine theme, such as the rocket nozzle, which allows you to launch yourself really high in the air, and the turbo nozzle, which just sends you flying. Assuming Yoshi is in this theme, the fruit would allow him to change colors and function like the spray nozzle, while also being able to destroy the orange goop like in Mario Sunshine. At number 5, you have the Chucksters. While these are really annoying in Sunshine, I think it could be really fun in Super Mario Maker, especially since this game is 2D, so there would inherently be less opportunity to miss your timing. Strolling Stews are basically Sunshine's take on Koopas, but once sprayed, they flip over and there's always flying variant. Block boos are boos that turn into platforms when sprayed by Flood. These are used in several puzzles in Mario Sunshine, and the same would absolutely be true in Mario.
All right, I don't want to like think that I'm like taking his content or something because he just posted. It's really interesting. I didn't know that, man, all these types of Mario enemies existed back then, especially World's first appearance. You can really use some company, and they do represent good luck. I had a feeling that they do them, though. I might need to close this, though. I know my mother wants to open air, but it's been a half hour. You have no, what is it? Until you to go back to training in a half hour, and you've been depressed. I'm sorry to hear that, Dumbo. if you want to talk about it, go ahead. Okay. Oh, look at that! Sugar Puffs is here. Wow, you're here this early. Thank you, Sugar Pops. We're doing okay. Dumbo's only here for a little while before he has to go back to his job training. And I was watching a Super Mall Maker video that this channel named Switch Stuff just posted it too long ago. I feel awful sharing like most of it, but it was really interesting because he was basically listing of 100 new course parts for if there was a Super Mall Maker 3.
They don't damage you, but do launch you in the air, which can be either extremely helpful or annoying depending on the context. The chain chomplet is a chain chomp pup that's on fire.
It's called a chomplet?
Out with blood, you can defeat them by grabbing their tails, pulling them, and launching them into the distance. Any enemy that makes blood more useful just makes sense because it would make the team stand out more overall. Ending off Sunshine, the Gooper Bleeper is the best boss fight in that game. It's a must-have in Mario Maker. Even though Bowser's Fury has some really interesting level design and new mechanics, realistically, a Bowser's Fury theme could just be incorporated in the 3D world style. But perhaps with Fury Bowser added, the mechanic could justify entirely being its own theme, so I guess that's the first new item to talk about. I think Fury Bowser would be twofold, because he could either just be used in the background shooting fire at you, shooting fire at blocks, and just creating chaos overall, or he could be used in an actual boss fight, just like in Bowser's Fury. And of course, if Fury Bowser is added, we would need to see the ultimate counter to it, the Giga Bell. This is basically a mix of the Mega Mushroom and the Cat Suit, and it's awesome, especially in the Fury Bowser boss fight. The stakes would just function as platforms, but if you have the Giga Bell, you would be able to pick them up and throw them at Fury Bowser, again, just like in Bowser's Fury. We would have to add in the kittens. Picking them up and taking them to their mother usually gives you a cat shine, but since a cat shine would probably just be this theme's version of like a flagpole, taking all the kittens to the mom cat could just give you a power-up or a one-up instead. The slingshot is a pole that you can climb to the top of, and then by pulling back, you can launch yourself across the screen. The windmill is a spinning platform you can jump on. In Bowser's Fury, these are really tall and require a propeller box to jump on, but in Mario Maker, you could just drag down the sides. Collecting 5 cat shine shards would give you a cat shine, thus ending the level. And these Fury blocks are blocks that can only be broken by Fury Bowser. Cages are like the locked doors, they take a key to unlock, but they don't take you to another area, and you can also see what's in them. So if there's a power-up, you'll know that you actually want it, versus it being some kind of troll, like a portal to your own bed. Lastly, we have seagulls. In Bowser's Fury, these pretty much do nothing except fly away when you approach them, but I actually think these could be really useful for puzzles. For instance, you could place a seagull on a block that has a power-up, or if there's
that could work.
Putting a seagull on top would actually show that there's some ground here. This obviously wouldn't be the most interesting item, but I think it would make for some creative and really funny moments. That word that I hate. Now moving on, to finish off this video, let's talk about some items from other franchises outside the Mario universe. Obviously, these probably wouldn't get their own themes, since at the end of the day, we're talking about Mario Maker. However, we've already seen an entire item dedicated
That's a sword.
from The Legend of Zelda.
How would that work?
Items like this, but from other Nintendo franchises. I already talked a bit about the Morph Ball in the last video, but I still have quite a few more ideas. Starting off, we have Ganon. He could function exactly how
It's so weird how Ganon is supposed to be a pig.
Seriously, they have a Link character in this game. Like, Ganon could just be dragging the Master Sword on Bowser, and then you just have a different attack pattern. But that would be so sick. The next franchise I want to talk about is Luigi's Mansion.
The Ghost?
Can actually be added because obviously Luigi is in Mario Maker.
Oh, you mean Luigi being
guys would be so cool. Being able to suck up enemies or potentially like move crates. There's so much you could do.
All of this is Super Mario Maker? Inkling?
/ splatter shot. And I actually made a concept for this a while back, but like, what if you could shoot out ink and then you could swim through it to get extra speed and momentum, or even just swim up the wall? The R-Wing would be absolutely
to Star Fox.
This could actually be a costume for the Sky Pop if they ended up doing that Super Mario.
Oh, I could see that.
We have the pole vault from Animal Crossing. In New Horizons, you could literally vault over rivers. This would be so sick to see in Mario. You could vault over like massive gaps. Switching things up to Donkey Kong Country, we have Randy, one of the animal buddies in this game.
Though
You
I
can
know.
break through pretty much any block you needed and also go super fast. And then next up, we have the 3D Warp Star from Kirby. This is a warp star that takes you into the background of a level. Super Mario Bros. Wonder actually had levels where you could like go into the background and foreground and stuff. So this would make sense now in Mario Maker. Next up, we have the arms from ARMS. Specifically, they could actually take inspiration from Astrobot, which as a game takes inspiration from like every Mario game, so it's not like it was feeling. Basically, they have a section where there are these extendable arms that you launch out with springs, and in Super Mario Maker 3, these could be used to destroy crates, damage far-off enemies, break maybe some breakable blocks, kick on-off switches, and so much more. ARMS is kind of a forgotten game, so being able to memorialize it in Super Mario Maker 3 would be kind of a good way to honor its legacy, if its legacy even deserves to be honored. Let me know down in the comments below. Next, we have another vehicle, that being the iconic Blue Falcon from F-Zero. If you want to talk about this breaking cannon, it's in Mario Kart, so no. And lastly, we have the fire-resistant suit from Pikmin. It lets you walk through flames or potentially even lava. With that, we've made it through this video of 100 new items for
Pokies?
Super Mario Maker 2, 3,
I thought they
whatever.
had
I think
Pokies
it's
already.
sick to be able to be used making our own items. Let me know if you agree down in the comments below. And
I do like this list.
button.
I like this list. Oh, he did something else? Giving Super Mario Maker. Oh, wait, that must be his playlist. And this is a great list. It's a really good channel. I just thought I could actually give him support here since I was showing his video on my live stream. That's what his channel is. He has 240,000 subscribers. He doesn't get many views, though, for some odd reason, because I thought his videos were really, really entertaining. Since I do love Nintendo and all, well, mainly Mario, of course, I just have to watch his videos since I got nothing else to watch or view. I do want to talk about it, but at the same time, you don't have to explain it. Dumbo, you can take all the time that you need to explain. Honestly, you don't have to feel pressured. Oh yeah, I was supposed to talk about the dream I had. While you type that down, I think I actually just shared that. This happened at 12:36, right? That's when my mother woke me up because she had to pack. I had an interesting dream of me talking to a few Muslim women that happened to be Afghan on a sidewalk from a different neighborhood because it's like they were having a picnic, but they weren't. It was supposed to be up on a hill, right? During a cool early fall evening because it was supposed to be sundown. As we giggled, seeing a Muslim woman wearing a burqa, I think she was wearing a burqa, driving a golf cart, thinking she would hit a Muslim man, but us making sure that he's okay as we watched because he got splashed. So it must have been drying up after it rained during that day. And I don't know why I had this dream, but I remembered how I was rushing to get back home as my mother wanted to call me on something important because she texted me. And next thing you know, I woke up as my mother entered the room to grab her traveling black bag to be prepared for babysitting my grandmother for the weekend as my aunt prepares to pack her Vegas vacation. So that was a weird dream. I don't know why I had that dream for. Maybe it's because of how much I care for Muslims. I don't know. And a lot of things are wrong, Dumbo. I can imagine so, right? You don't have to talk about it if it's too personal. So basically, since I've been dreaming about Islam, the soul is free to move during sleep and can meet with other souls. Are you kidding me? This means that it's possible to dream about a deceased loved one. Well, not exactly though. But dreaming about no, that's not about a loved one. Oh wait, this is if I'm Muslim, right? I'm not Muslim. I have a dream about that. Oh, this is the opposite. I had a dream about my non-Muslim friend. Let's see. Oh, that's converting to Islam now. Oh, that's different. All right. A dream about Afghanistan now. So, dreaming of Afghanistan may reflect feelings of being trapped or overwhelmed by challenging situations. Interesting. It suggests the need to confront and address deep-rooted issues, which is what I did. And it may indicate a desire for understanding cultural differences. Interesting. Huh. That's interesting. What the hell? That's in the that's from the subreddit army? Well, I am not in the army. Let's see. Reddit. Um, let me check to see what you coming. I don't know why, and I'm flattered you think so, about I could share that. I don't know why your comment keeps getting blocked so much. I'm not Muslim, but I dream about Muslims. Interesting. I wasn't Muslim, but it's his friends. I'm gonna have to read this. This is interesting. Well, I want people to know it was a weird dream. A dream of making friends in other countries? Or let's say, what the hell does that mean? So, dreaming about traveling can symbolize a spiritual journey? Well, yeah, I know that. So, visiting a foreign country may need a change or a break from a routine. Well, yeah, that's one thing. Anyway, sorry about that, Dumbo. Goodness, I had to do some research here. You had to leave in 10 minutes? That's all right. And don't apologize. I may switch back into your channel, but I don't know yet. I don't know that the channel's not doing well, sadly. God, all those videos I did, I guess people were not interested. Maybe I should only do live streams. Oh yeah, I need to flush like the grasshopper that I caught. Oh, I gotta do a TikTok video about it. Ranking every character in Mario Kart Deluxe. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Mm.
Out of any mainline Mario Kart game, doubling the amount of characters that were in Mario Kart Wii. But with that said, which character is the best? Well, answering that question is admittedly a bit difficult. And what I mean by that is, how do you even go about ranking characters if not by their mere stats? The simple answer is you make it up. I mean, there isn't exactly an objective way to say that one character is better than the other, so some subjectivity is definitely at play. However, while I have my preferences, I do think there are some more fair ways to rank characters. And in this video, I'm going to do my best to try and create a somewhat objective ranking of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe cast. I'll be looking into a few factors, including how much I think the characters offer to the series, how unique the character is, and whether or not the character feels like a good fit for the series. Of course, I'll have my own personal nitpicks, but with that out of the way, there are a lot of characters to go over. So let's hop right into the ranking and start with number 50. Up first is the worst character in Mario Kart Deluxe, Pink Gold Peach. This probably isn't a surprise to most of you because this character just sucks. This was one of the only few new characters in Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and it could not have been more disappointing. They just made up this character to fill out the roster, and like, what even is a Pink Gold Peach?
You guys sick again, Dumbo? I'm sorry to hear that. You need to take a day off. Oh, you shouldn't go to work where you're sick. They shouldn't force you. I'm sorry to hear that. I wonder where Pops went. I guess if people don't join in until later during the day, I'm sorry to hear that. It's all you had to do, just job training.
It's like she was AI generated. If they took Pink Gold Peach off this roster, I genuinely don't think anyone would be upset. Next is Baby Rosalina, and she's pretty much in the same boat as Pink Gold Peach, just another character they made up for this game. I'm sorry, but not every character in Mario Kart needs a baby counterpart, and if they wanted to have more Galaxy representation, they should just let you race as a Luma or something. Better yet, let me race as that cool chimp guy from Mario Galaxy 2. Baby Daisy is another baby character, and she was originally from Mario Kart Wii. To be fair, in that game, it kind of made...
I mean, jump training, right. Yeah, it just sucks you had to do it, though. So I'm still trying to wake up a little. You know, think about just going back to sleep.
there would be an even number of light, medium, and heavy characters. But like, we just don't need all these baby characters. It's so hard to place her any higher. For number 47, we have Tanuki Mario. It's Mario and a Tanuki outfit. And look, for a while, Nintendo bringing back the Super Leaf was a cool gimmick. But then it just ended up being in just about every Mario game for several years. And because of that, Tanuki Mario is not as hype of a racer as Nintendo probably thought it was. Cat Peach is like Tanuki Mario since it's just a Peach clone, but I do think this is more original since 3D World was so new at the time. That being said, it's Cat Peach. This character is not revolutionary in the slightest. I doubt we'll see her return in the next Mario Kart game.
I don't know why they can just make them having alternate outfits. Cloning characters is not needed, though. Still a great game, absolutely. But I don't think that's needed. Is this how it is? Unfortunately, I could understand. I may just end the live stream early because I wonder where Pops went, and since he's the only one that's here, I may just switch over and see if that other channel will do well. I'll be able to live stream probably like an hour or so because I checked my email.
X7 characters are the 7 people. I don't hate them as characters, but ever since they were revealed for Mario Kart 8, I was definitely disappointed. Frankly, the fact that they take up 7 character spots completely sucks, especially when the other new characters were Pinkle, Peach, and Baby Rosalie. I'm pretty much just going to be ranking them based on how I feel about each of them. So up first is Iggy. I don't know if it's the glasses or the crazy eyes, but this guy freaks me out. Wendy O. Koopa is nothing less than disgusting. If you like this character, you're weird. She's weird. Her design is weird, and worst of all, her name was Cutie Pie? Sure.
Yep, it was.
More original character than Pinkle Peach, but honestly, if this is what the originality looks like, I'm not a fan. Get this thing off my screen.
I mean, I thought they're not bad characters, though. It is cool, though, because they have been around the Mario Brothers series for so long. But the thing is, I want to be on the stream, so right? You don't have to worry about that. Because the thing is, that many people. Well, I think I just got lucky that a handful joined yesterday, like Pops too. But hopefully, when I live stream, I'm gonna try to see that'll make a difference. The other channel, that may make a difference. It's a shame I didn't make much progress. You know, the majority said that they think I'm interesting, but they're not here. I know I don't do much just because I don't have much to offer, though. Oh, look at that. Lori G. Knight. Oh, hello. And you voted this thing. You think my views are interesting. That's tough of you.
On the other hand, he's pretty much the average. He's the first one you fight in Mario 3, and he's about the most basic. I don't hate this character, but there really isn't anything interesting about him. Moving on to Morton, like Larry, he's pretty mid, but he is a heavyweight, which I think does make him a bit cooler and unique as a character overall. Lemmy is one of my favorite people. I especially love his boss fight in the mainline Mario series. Having him balance on a bouncy ball while using his wand to throw.
I do love that bouncy ball.
Makes for a very
I
interesting
don't know why.
In fact, I would probably consider this to be the most interesting boss fight of all of the Koopalings. He also has a really fun design with those googly eyes and colorful hair. Now we have Roy, and this guy is just sick. He has such a great color scheme, and I especially love how he absolutely rocks the shades.
That's his vehicle?
With Roy in a bad wagon,
it's huge.
Absolutely iconic. He's definitely one of the best Koopalings. And finally, the best Koopaling has to be Ludwig. He's usually the final Koopaling we fight in the mainline games, and that's for good reason. With his wild hair and single canine tooth, Ludwig von Koopa is an absolute legend. He's easily the coolest of all the Koopalings, bar none. I actually think Metal Mario is a pretty cool character. I remember when he was added to Mario Kart 7, and I always loved that he was a reference to Super Mario 64. And he's fairly unique from Mario, since he has a different weight class and has a distorted voice. But I also have to be fair, even though I don't hate him as much as the other clones, he still doesn't offer that much as a character, since at the end of the day, he is just a clone. Metal Mario is really just Mario with a power up.
Yeah.
So I'm putting him at number 38 because I think it only makes sense to have him as one of the lower characters. Next is Inkling Boy, and before you say anything, this is definitely not a bad character. In fact, seeing Splatoon represented in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at all is really cool. However, the reason this character is so low on the list is because it just doesn't feel like Mario Kart. In fact, it literally isn't, since Inkling Boy isn't a Mario character at all. I really find myself playing as the Inklings or any other characters from outside the Mario universe, simply because I find it more fitting to play as a Mario character. I don't know if that makes a ton of sense, but basically, Inkling Boy is the type of character that anyone would be shocked to see missing from the next Mario Kart game. Honestly, there are a lot of Mario characters that I would argue are even more deserving of a spot on the new roster.
I mean, I do understand, but honestly, I mean, since I never played Splatoon, it is really cool that these small games have crossovers, because I think it gets dull after a while when it's like Smash Brothers. Honestly, if it wasn't for these characters, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe wouldn't be selling so good. That's why I played Smash Brothers growing up, because I like how you can play as Kirby or Ness, and heck, um, Zelda herself, so to speak. So I understand that, but you know what? It makes Mario Kart 8 Deluxe more unique that way, because of how we get other universes that join in the cart. I like that. Someone says they put Link and Daisy a little higher. Wait, they're a little low on the list? Interesting. The Yoshi's to the top. I'm not surprised, because Yoshi has different colors, right? Shy Guy should be in the top list too, because he has many colors. Yoshi's number one? Really? Definitely because of all the color changes. Okay, he has great taste for that. Anyway, and Luigi, I don't work out. I don't. I used to go for my walks a lot before I got evicted, right? I would go for my walks all the time. So I don't work out at all, but I do like to go for my walks. Well, I used to, right? Every other day. Oh, the Honey Queen? Yeah, she should have been in that Mario Kart Deluxe. Robert Egat would be a great choice too. Still a great game nonetheless. No, I don't. I don't actually. I'm not the type of person that likes to get like abs or anything. Just basically having healthy legs. That's how I'm able to walk so far. At least where I used to live. Because I would used to walk around 6 miles a day on average. Because of how, at least most of the time, easy walkable my neighborhood was. Yeah, may I ask why you ask? That's an interesting question. You asked me. A baby Pauline? No, you don't need that. She Pauline doesn't even make that much of a background character. Baby Yoshi would be great. Well, yet again, I don't know how that would work.
We have Inkling Girl. The only reason this character is higher than the Inkling Boy is because I always thought the design just made a bit more sense. And that is because the hairstyle looks identical to the tentacles when you turn into the squid. So I just think it does a better job getting the message of humanoid squid across. Number 35 and 34 are the male and female villagers. I don't know if I should count these as one character or not, and apparently Nintendo doesn't either since they moved them around on the roster several times. I guess I would rank the female version slightly higher because her color scheme and her design is more fun, but anyway, these two suffer from the same thing that holds back the eighth. They aren't Mario characters, so it just feels silly to rank them as some of the greatest Mario Kart racers. I put them above the Inklings because they were added into the roster first, and they have a cup dedicated to them, the Crossing Cup.
But
Isabel's next.
they're still Nintendo characters.
More iconic character, the villagers. I mean, the villagers are basically just default avatars, where Isabel is an actual character in the Animal Crossing series. So yeah, once again, she's not a Mario character, but she's more interesting than the other villagers.
Yeah, I guess she is a Smash Brothers though.
Finally, we have Link. The last
Link is only 32?
Character like this to be added into Mario Kart.
What?
And honestly, they could have not picked a more perfect character from outside the Mario universe. I always thought it was so sick being able to race around as Link on the Master Cycle in a Mario Kart game. But you guessed it, he's low because he could get removed from the roster, and nobody would bat an eye.
Well, he shouldn't. I mean, Link has been around, golly, since the original Smash Brothers. He's been around for a long time. I want to rank Link so low. Golly, he's been around since that Smash Brothers era. You talk about the original Manly Brawl and an Ultimate. And man, he's been like, he's an icon. Yeah, and Legion, I'm still healthy. Not mentally that much, but physically. And you gotta go back to job training, no problem. And you don't have to worry if you're not able to show up. Don't worry. At least it's Friday.
But don't worry, because at 31, we have a slightly cooler Link. That being Champion Link from Breath of the Wild.
Champion Link.
I love the new design, especially because this was the first DLC in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. In fact, for years, it was pretty much the only DLC, which in retrospect is pretty funny. Like, Nintendo pretty much said, here's one costume that should satisfy you for a few years, and then dipped until they randomly announced the Booster Force Pass. It's genuinely one of the most bizarre things they've ever done.
Yes. See you later, Dumbbell. I hope that you don't push yourself too much on your job training.
Parents. I'm way more aware of the dangers of smoking than Afghanistan. Said every small thing.
Wow, do you have 4 teenagers smoke? Holly, that's awful. Oh yeah, go. You gotta go eat steak, no problem. Hope you enjoy your meal, Luigi Knight. I guess I can probably end here, rest up. Oh, it's been an hour or two. Perfect.